What's up, guys? It's Market Omega back at it again this Friday with another weekly recap. I'll be going over trades from this week and some highlights. So without further ado, let's go. All right, guys. So finally, I'm back. It's been I haven't recorded any videos in the last 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks right now, because I've been getting a lot of stuff going, and by getting a lot of stuff going, I mean, drum roll, please. I finally launched my own service. So it's marketomegatrades.com. The link is going to be in the description. Feel free to subscribe. Guys, like I'm telling you, a lot of people that subscribe to this that are in our chat, they basically have nothing but good things to say about it. Okay. When I created this, I basically I took the time to make sure that it has all the functionality that traders are used to, right? The different channels, you can interact, you can talk about stocks, you can talk about everything from crypto to, heck, you can talk about aliens, okay? It's a lot of things in there. It's just a community of, serious traders, people that want to get together and share ideas on the market, people that want to, look at different stocks, see what the economy's, what's going on in the economy, and just, bounce ideas off each other, right? So, trading is hard enough as it is. So, I created this community so everybody can feel welcome, and, we're all out there to make money. We're out there to, share ideas, to interact, to network, and that's the beauty of the chat room. So, you guys should feel free to check it out. It's called marketomegatrades.com. All right. So I'm going to be posting a link at I'm going to post a link in the description below. So just click on it, and it's very easy, guys. Once you subscribe, you get an email, right, with login instructions to the Discord, the private Discord server. And, just get in there, interact with people. I usually get on the mic every day, usually 30 minutes before the market opens. So I get on the mic around 9 o'clock Eastern, and I go through all the stocks that I'm looking at, the stocks on my watch list, and what I think, what's going on in the broader economy. If there are any analyst upgrades, what I think about a stock, the fundamental aspect and technical aspect. If I'm going to trade a stock, I talk about what areas I'm looking at, why I would or would not trade that stock. All right, so it's great. You guys just check this chat room out. I took some time to make sure that it checks all the boxes that you're gonna need when it comes to trading. All right, so now to dive into the market, what do we have here? So right now, let me go look at the daily level on the SPY. So basically, the House is set to vote on the stimulus today. Okay, so the House is going to vote on the stimulus today. I'm about 99% certain that they're going to pass the stimulus in the House. 99% confidence level, all right? So I think it's going to pass. Now, one thing is there's Republican opposition on both sides of the aisle, right? So you have Republicans in the Senate, and you have Republicans in the House that are opposing the bill. And they're basically saying that it costs too much. It's a $1.9 trillion stimulus. It's just way too much. And, the Republicans don't like spending. They hate too much government spending. And, the Democrats seem to be the party of spend, right? The Democrats usually, they love the, spending. Now, the Republicans don't want the $1.9 trillion stimulus. They don't want it that high. So, you have Republicans say they want a trillion. You have some people actually going lower than a trillion, right? So, and another thing is that in the bill, there's like billions of foreign aid in the bill. At least 750 million of that is going towards COVID relief in other countries. So the Republicans hate that. They just can't stand it. They don't like the foreign aid in the bill, and they're gonna oppose it. Okay. Now, they also don't like the $15 minimum wage that the Democrats are looking to pass. Actually, Joe Biden wants to get that passed, the $15 minimum wage. And the Republicans, they're the party of the they're the party of business, right? So, the business owners don't want to pay $15 minimum wage. It basically cuts into their profits, right? If they're paying $15 minimum wage, for somebody that works at McDonald's that's used to earning, $7.25 an hour, if you have to up that $7.25 an hour to $15, right? That basically cuts into their the gross profits, right? And also, if you're going to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, the people that are already making $15 an hour, right? Say like the line managers or whatever that are making $15 an hour, they're going to want more. They're not going to be satisfied with making the minimum wage at $15 an hour. They were already making that for years. So now they're going to want $20 an hour. Okay. And the people that are making $20 an hour are going to want $25 an hour. And it just keeps going up and up. So that's one of the roadblocks that, that the Democrats are facing in this bill, with the Republicans. It's just this back and forth. But all in all, I think it's going to pass. I think the stimulus is going to end up passing by a slim margin, but pass nonetheless. And if that happens, let's take a look. So pretty much, I think they're going to vote today. If they don't vote today, they'll vote tomorrow, right? And it gets passed, and then next week it goes into it moves from the House to the Senate, and they're going to vote on it, and I think that's going to pass. So I think sometime by the middle of March, people can start seeing the stimulus checks deposited in their account, right? Either at least before the end of March, definitely before the end of March. So fingers crossed on that. Now, if the stimulus, if they find a way to reduce the cost of the stimulus from 1.9 trillion to about 1 trillion or anything lower than that, the market could see a sell-off. Right now, the market has already baked in the stimulus passing. Like this move right here, it's already been baked in, right? So if by any means, like if there's a slim chance that this stimulus doesn't get passed, or if it doesn't get past that 1.9 trillion, say it gets past at like 1 trillion or something, right? We could see a big sell-off, right? So the stocks would probably sell off. Now, even though it is sell-off, we're probably going to end up bouncing back. It's going to be like a short-lived sell-off. We're not going to go all the way from 380s all the way down to like 350s and stuff. And no, if we're going to see a sell-off, we'll probably go, I would say probably down to around this 360s, maybe mid 350s, and then we're going to see a bounce. But I don't even think it'll go that low. It'll probably just maybe come down to like the mid 360s and then continue onwards. All right. So this week, guys, the last few weeks have kind of been choppy. It's been really choppy for traders. Okay, we haven't seen that big the momentum action that is indicative of this time of year. So normally, historically around February, we see we have momentum. Right, January is a good month for momentum, and February we usually have the momentum up until April. Sometime mid-April, that's when things start to die off, right? And I don't know what happened with this month. It's just, it hasn't really been there. It's been dead on both ends, right? So that said, I did trade SYPR. So let me try to go on a smaller time frame here. So SYPR, right? It was right here. This thing was gapping up in pre-market. Okay, and I think it had some type of news or something, right? But it was ripping on huge volume. So basically, my game plan was basically to long this on dips, right? So I was actually on the mic when I did this. I got long on the dip right there. Basically, I watched the tape. The tape was showing, it was basically bid stepping in. It broke 680s. But then the bid started coming in and stacking up around that area. So I basically got long and sold on the first move, and it dipped the second time. It got bought up really quick, so I got long around 7, and then I was trying to get over. I was actually thinking this would at least give us a pop back to 750s. So I think what happened was I ended up holding longer than I should. So this thing came down and I got stopped out on this move there. So I ended up giving back, some of the profits from this trade right there. So as you can see, this thing just kept going down, nonstop, nonstop tank. So that was that for SYPR. It was a small win on SYPR. Now, after that, there wasn't really anything else, right? The gap scan was dead. There was no midday movers. There weren't good setups on the midday runners. It just seemed dead. Shorts weren't making money, longs weren't making money. Everything just seemed like it was dead. I actually left. I had a bunch of stuff to take care of, so I just I was talking to some people in the chat room, and then I went to go take care of other stuff, and that was it. But then I started getting pings on GameStop. So out of nowhere, GameStop had this crazy move. It was right here, right? So this was just nuts. This was nuts. Now I think there's rumors of Melvin Capital still short the stock. They still have a sizable position short the stock. So that could be them covering. And you have some stubborn funds that are still short GameStop. All right, some people are still short GameStop, but basically I saw this thing rip right here, and I just said, what, this thing is strong. A lot of people are still short this thing, and basically longed on dips. I got 5 points on this move right here, more than 5 points actually, and I left this. I actually thought I didn't trade this in after hours because I figured, okay, this thing has made this crazy move from 53s all the way down all the way up to close to 100, right? So I'm thinking, okay, this thing might just consolidate in after hours, maybe even roll over. I mean, this thing just came out of nowhere again. Boom, 120s, all the way up to 200. Can you imagine that? All the way up. This was nuts. This was after hours. This was crazy. I had a lot of people they were making so much money just longing the dips on this. It was crazy. I mean, I didn't trade this. I already left my desk. I was on to other stuff and doing other things. I pulled up the chart, looked at my phone, and it's like, God, this thing is crazy. It was ridiculous. This was a big move, right? You could have made money just longing the dips on this. A lot of people were still short this thing. Then they were blowing up. So, but it was big. It was a big move. And then I traded it again. I mean, I got almost 10 points right here on this move, right? And then I traded GameStop the next day, which was the 25th, right? So right here. So I basically traded this. I actually called this out in chat. I told guys, take a look at GameStop. So GameStop basically, it was hovering around this level, this 25 to 30 level. So kept getting defended. Like every time it'll come down here, it'll get defended, get bought up. It came down, get bought up, it came down. So I basically got long right there. I think I filled at 130, and I wrote this thing for about 10 points. This was big. I mean, I scaled out on the move though. I was just selling some. I got over 10 points. So that literally just made my day. It made my day. This move right here, this is crazy. I mean, actually, I sold this, and I was telling guys in chat, if this thing actually breaks 160, we can get to 180s. And sure enough, basically, that's what happened, right? We broke this 160s, headed popped to 180. But now it's it's dropped, basically faded towards the close yesterday, gapped up a little bit, and then faded. Now, I think GameStop still has some legs. I think this stock still has some legs. Just watch GameStop the next coming days. I think this thing we can get back over 200. And if we get back over 200, oh my God, that is what's going to happen is if we get back over 200, the people that have been holding this thing short from the hundreds, they're going to start getting panicking. They're going to start panicking. The people that shorted right here trying to call the bluff, they're going to start panicking if we get over 200. So keep this thing on watch. Keep GameStop on watch, right? Now, for today, we had some stocks that were gapping up. So let's see here. So we had SRTS, we had LIXT, We had AFI, METX, CDXC, and I mean these were just midday runners, right? So in pre-market, I was watching. I had SRTS on my watch, and I basically said, I'm looking at the stock. I'm going to trade it. Although the stock doesn't have a lot of volume, they had like really good earnings. They beat on both the top and bottom line, right? And like not only did they just beat, like they blew out the estimates. They blew the estimates out the water. So, you know, it was just good news. And my game plan was basically just to try to long the dips, or getting on the opening drive, and that's basically what happened there. So I caught some nice moves on SRTS. So if you were in chat, when I was calling this out live on the mic, you actually did pretty well if you were in our chat room. So in our chat, we don't do hindsight trading. We're not out there bragging about P&Ls, and we don't make this an ego thing, right? We're all here to make money. So we work as a team, and if somebody sees something that's running, they just call it out, and I take a look at it, and if it looks good, I'm like, guys, I'm gonna put this on my watch. I'm gonna watch this, and if if the setup looks good, I'm going to take the trade, and I usually call out I call out the trade. I'm like, hey, I'm watching this. I'm going to get in here, and I usually say, hey, well, this is my stop, or this is where I'm getting out, or I don't like this trade because it's doing such and such. So you only get that marketomegatrades.com, guys. All right, so that was a trade on SRTS. Now, LIXT, I traded this in pre-market, basically. I don't even remember where I got long, but I got long somewhere on the dip, somewhere around there, and then just sold on the pop right there. I got about 50 cents on the move. So, I don't even know. I think they had. I don't even know if they had some news, but it was a nice move to the upside, right? Now, a friend of mine, a buddy of mine, pointed this out in chat. They basically said that LIXT has the underwriters for LIXT is HCW, right? Wainwright, I don't know. HC Wainwright. Those guys. They're the underwriters for the stock, right? So if you guys don't know HC Wainwright, I've noticed like there's a pattern with some of their stocks, right? A lot of the stocks that they underwrite, they always have a certain pattern, and a lot of times the stock usually gets this move to the upside and then it just dumps. It's like they're in the business of unloading shares. Okay, they're in the business of unloading shares. Like every time they have some type of news or something, they pull out this ridiculous upgrades, right? So this stock, they can upgrade it, like they can say, hey, we're putting a price target of $30. Okay, or they can say we have a price target of $35, whatever, right? And that's like what 500% from current levels. And what that will do is it'll sucker in a lot of longs, thinking, hey, well, they have a price target of $30, so all I need to do is just buy this stock and just hold it, right? Hopefully, it gets to $30, and I can make a buttload of money. But that's not usually what happens. A lot of times they basically put out the news right there and say, hey, this stock is blah blah blah, and they end up diluting the shares. That's basically what they do. So just be careful every time you see HCW, HC Wainwright. They just be careful if you're trading their stocks. Okay. So what other trades did I trade? What other trades did I have today? Let's see. I traded AFI. Right? AFI was kind of choppy. I mean, it had good news as well, but I just scalped it to the upside. That was that. METX, I didn't trade that at all. I just opened, got this pop at the open, and then just sold off. I didn't look at this. CDXC, same thing. Initially, I had high hopes of CDXC, right? Because this was the all-time high. I'm thinking, okay, well, if we can get close to the all-time high and break it, it's just, blue skies ahead, right? But this thing just opened, chopped around, and then sold off. So I just left that alone. I didn't trade it. You guys know I'm mostly long biased. So if a setup is not a long setup, then I just kind of sit on the sidelines, you know. So that's about it, guys. That's basically it for this week. It wasn't really an exciting week as far as trading. Hopefully, this is the last day of this is the last trading day of the month. So come Monday, it's the 1st of March, right? So historically, March is a good month. March has been a good month for trading historically. So let's just see if it holds true. Let's just see if it continues the same historical patterns of March being a great month. Okay. So fingers crossed on that. And that's about it, guys. You guys have been great. Once again, subscribe to MarketOmegaTrades.com. We are a serious trading chat room. We welcome everybody, people of all different, from all different walks of life, with varying experiences in the market. If you've been trading options, if you've been trading penny stocks, if you have a month of experience, if you have a year of experience, if you have decades of experience, doesn't matter, right? And we have different styles for people in here, right? We have people that like to go short. We have people that like to go long. Doesn't matter. We have different channels that you can get into. So if you're into swing trading, we have a channel for you. You can interact with other traders that are into swing trading. We have large caps. So a lot of people that trade large cap stocks like, Twitter, Facebook, Tesla, we have a channel for you in the chat room where you can interact with others that love trading large caps. Same thing with options, right? We have the options channel. If you're into trading options, you can just go in there, interact with people that love trading options. And we also have a lounge, guys. So, it's areas where people can just, kick back, talk about whatever ideas, whatever topics come to their mind, and, just interact with others, network, and I've actually met people that have become friends. They went from not knowing each other, never met that person in their life, and joined a chat room, and now they're buddy. So that's one of the things that you can expect to get from MarketOmegaTrades.com. All right, the link is going to be in the description, and you guys have been wonderful. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Take care of yourself and your family. Stay safe in this pandemic, and I'll see you guys next week, Friday, with another weekly recap. Take care.